All right, here we go. Discover the difference between your website and those that absolutely crush it at getting customers. Your presenter tonight is me, Nick Cree. All right, so, and the reason why I'm doing this tonight is that I do one of these sessions every month so that hopefully we give you some stuff that has got some good value around your website and your web presence and some of your online marketing stuff. So let's have a look at that there. So first thing is with your website. Here, let's have a look and see what's the traditional way that people go about creating a website. And I had this just today. And what people tend to do is they have a look at sites that they like online. And the most typical place they go is they go to their competitor's website and have a look at their competitor's website and choose the bits and pieces out of it that look nice. Now, I hate to tell you this, but nice looking websites and well-designed websites are not the key to selling or making it work. So there are lots of really nice looking, well-designed websites out there by some very talented people that don't work. And the reason why they don't work is that the focus has been on the paintwork, not the engine that's been underneath it. So I used this example a couple of days ago on Facebook, and that is when you see a Ferrari, you assume that this Ferrari car has a 12-cylinder motor under it that is finely tuned, and it's going to go fast. And you assume this by just looking at it. That's why the color red always looks fast, because you associate it with a Ferrari. But the fact of the matter is that this Ferrari could have a little 3-cylinder Fiat engine in it. So you wouldn't know it just by looking at it. You would only know it by hopping in it and driving it, or hear someone sort of drive away in it. So that's the same thing as looking at somebody else's website. You don't know whether the functionality that's in that website is a Ferrari engine or a little 3-cylinder Fiat engine. It may look fantastic, but it may not actually work. So if that's your mode of trying to build your website, forget it and start from functionality first. Design comes second. So, and that's really what we're going to focus on tonight, is that functionality. There, you can always make things look nice. You know, paintwork, some pot plants, some ornaments around will make things look nice, but you need to get the structure of it right first of all. All right. So the first thing to do is, and as we go along tonight as well too, I want you to take some notes, because we're going to pull up some websites and have a look at some of these websites. I'm not going to do the review. I'm going to ask you to do the review on it and get your comments on the websites on how you can improve it. So, so this is, well, it's not really a test if you're paying attention, but it sort of is as well too, so that you get some of these principles and can see it in other people's websites. So the first thing to understand is, what is your what is your primary business goal? So what are you in business for? What is the objective of the business? So I'd love to hear some ideas as to, for your business, what's your ultimate aim with your business? What's your business doing? Feel free to drop something in chat, unmute yourself and tell me.
Connecting people.
Connecting people. All right. I'm going to challenge you on that. I don't think that's right. All right. Someone else. What's your business goal? It's pretty simple, actually. There's
make money.
There you go. That's it. That's
make money.
There is only one thing. You're in business to do one thing and make money. Because if you're not making money, you're out of business. So everything else is all geared towards generating revenue and making money.
Email address.
That is not your business goal.
Email address.
That's not your business goal, Dougie. That is your website goal. So your business goal, so no point collecting email addresses. You can get all the email addresses you like, but if you're making no money, it's going to make you no good. So you have to make money. Your business is there to make money. If it's not doing that, you're not in business. You've got a hobby or a charity or something else. So, oh, there we go, John. Keep the till ringing. There you go. That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yep. So your business goal is to make money. Your website's goal can, you're absolutely right. You've just jumped ahead of me there, Dougie. All right. So we're clear on that. Anyone here not in business to make money? It's a horrible thing to say, really. I know it sort of sounds a bit crass and things, doesn't it? But, reality is that's what really sort of business is all about, because that's what keeps the doors open. We do it in all sorts of different ways, but that's it. So if you understand that, then there are many, many things that go into your business to achieve that goal of making money. So here we go. Let's put this on. So the business goal with a website is, the reason why people have websites are really to facilitate those sales and to get paid. So, and often the thing that people most often say to me when I ask them, what their website's for, some people say it's to make sales. It actually is not. So even if you've got a payment gateway on your website, that's not its job. So you can take payments, but we'll go back and have a look at the job of it. But can I ask you this question here? Let's take a poll. Your website, what's it for? Is it to make sales, or is it a sales vehicle, or is it a marketing vehicle? So sales and marketing often intertwine together, but what's its primary role, a website, sales or marketing? So just put in the chat for marketing and S for sale. Let's see what we've got. All right, marketing info, marketing. It is in fact marketing. Yes. Websites do not make sales. People make sales. So it is a marketing vehicle. So this is where sometimes people get a bit stuck with it, thinking it's a sales vehicle. So the idea is it brings people to your business in order for you to make the sales. Now you may make the sales on the website, but the website is a vehicle for marketing in order to facilitate the sale. So you've got to get them interested in the first place. Even e-commerce sites, even though they make sales and they take money, an e-commerce website is for it's a marketing vehicle, because you're telling people about products. You're convincing them that they need to part with their money. If you're convincing them about that and you're giving them reasons, then that's a marketing exercise. So your website there is you've got to think about, if it's marketing. Marketing is another word for marketing is transformation. So what your business is, in order to earn any income or in order to generate sales, you need to be able to promise some form of transformation for people to say, that's worth paying for. I'm going to buy that. So a transformation simply is moving people from a position of A to B. So let's say, let's have a look at some of the businesses we've got here. Who can I see on screen here? So I can see Victoria. So Victoria's a psychotherapist, psychologist?
Psychotherapist.
Okay. So I'm probably going to get all this wrong, but anyway, I'm just going to make this up. So you're in an industry which is definitely about transformation. So you're transforming people's states and points of view to another state and point of view, and transforming their emotional states. So that's a transformation. They come and see you in one emotional state, and they leave hopefully in another emotional state, or seeing things in another perspective.
Great.
So that's a simple way of transformation. I'm looking at Dougie now too. Now Doug's has got a building business, and so he builds houses. So that transformation there is he's transforming sort of people's lives, in the sense he's providing them a place to live. So the transformation is having a place to live. And so it might be upgrading their lifestyle, or giving them something sort of different. So that's a transformation. So you think about your business. What is the transformation that you're offering people? What is it? What is the transformation you give? Let's drop something in the chat, or feel free to sing out and tell us what your transformation is. How do people transform? What's the transformation they have after they've been with you? It's a hard question, isn't it?
Increase their network.
Increase their network. Yep. So transformation. Yep. So you're into networking.
Yeah.
So yes. So probably you think about what's the purpose of the network? What's the result they're going to get from it? So transformation is sort of like a result.
Oh, okay. So more sales, increased referrals.
Okay.
Client base.
Yep. So the transformation people have is when they sort of are involved in networking, they make more sales, which is more money into their business. That's a transformation.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks. Yep.
We've got some more things coming in chat here. Providing more comfortable seating for their clients. Make money from their business. So Selena, make money from their business. So yeah, that's a transformation. If they make more money, that impacts their lifestyle. They can go and buy more things. They can have the sort of buy the things they want, give their kids the education they want, that sort of thing. So that's a transformation as well. That's really good, Selena. If you're thinking about change, how do you distinguish yourself from other accountants, is to think about that transformation people have. So when they get to keep more of the money they make, or they make more money, how does that impact their life and their lifestyle? So if you can start to think about that there is a transformation. It's got nothing to do with accounting. It's got everything to do with their lifestyle and impacting their lifestyle and giving them sort of, different choices that they may not necessarily be able to make without your help. So you help them with that transformation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you think about the impact or the results that people get from working with you. And when they buy your product. Pet Karma, there we go. Transform dogs and cats with anxiety behavior to be calmer, happier, and healthier. So what's the transformation? The transformation there is actually for the pet's parents. So the pet's parents are, if their pets are calmer and happier, then the parents are less stressed and they have a more enjoyable sort of relationship with their animal. So there's the transformation. So, even though what you're doing is you're doing it for the cats, to the cats and the dogs, you're doing it for their owners. All right. We've got a few things. Chris, we sell affordable stainless steel jewelry. Our transformation will be customers obtaining sustainable, long-lasting, tarnish-free accessories for their outfits without breaking the bank. All right, a couple of things in there. Definitely saving money, so they're not having to spend sort of a ton of money to do it. But what's the other transformation they've got here? This is a really good example. Transformation is that they have got a jewelry that doesn't tarnish. What does that mean? They're not spending their life cleaning this stuff and having to buy cleaning accessories and all that sort of stuff. Not sort of going out at night and realizing that the jewelry needs a polish 2 minutes before they go out. So that's a transformation. It makes their life easier. So it gives them ease. And I would assume too that these stainless steel jewelry accessories, they look good, they make people feel good. So transformations are often about feeling as well too, and emotional states. So think about how they feel as well. Hyperallergenic, perfect. That's a really good transformation as well too. So people know that when they're wearing this jewelry, they're not going to get a rash or any reactions to it. So that there is a transformation as well too. So that's the result. So a transformation is a result. So the result of buying your product is you can wear it comfortably and you know that you're not going to have sort of any medical issues with it. So perfect. Those there. So think about your business in terms of what do people gain out of it. So it's not only the problem they solve, because you're solving a problem. So with hyperallergenic jewelry, you're solving a problem with someone that gets skin rashes, for instance. They won't get it, but you're also thinking about how do they feel as well too. So your website. So if you go to your website, and this is the really challenging part, I think, of creating a website, is how do you communicate that on a website? So most websites are boring, because what they have on it is, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and this is who we do it too. And it's more about you explaining the process as opposed to thinking about how do people feel at the end of it once they've got it. So if you're going to start to think about your website in terms of how people feel, the results they get, the transformation they've got, what you'll then start to do is that you will get people starting to say, that's what I want. If you can get people to say, oh, that's exactly what I want, or that's my problem, and that's where I want to get to, then you're on the right track in terms of your, what your website's doing. Is that all making sense? Yep. Okay. And if you look at some of those websites that really do well, often you'll find the language is about, that transformation. Now, if it's not generally about the, what they do, but it's about how people feel and the result they get at the end of it. What they do and the products and service they offer is just the vehicle for them to get there. So if you've got something like a framework or a process, that's a really good thing. So, if you've got a 5-step process to move from skin allergies and rashes through to having sort of feeling good and not having jewelry muck up your neck and your wrist and all that sort of thing there. That's a transformation. Actually, I'm working with someone at the moment. This is a really good one. And and this is working with skin creams, hemp skin creams, and specifically for people that have got eczema. So the transformation there is after using the skin cream, that's the vehicle. They move from itchy, painful hands through to sort of soft skin, and the pain's gone, their life is better, they feel like they can go out. So the transformation is they can go out rather than hiding themselves. So some of these emotional things that are sort of 2 and 3 times removed from the actual, what you actually see. So it does take a bit of work to dig into it to work out what is it people really want apart from just the surface. So if you've got here we go. My 6 steps from stuck to Shazam. Fantastic. Love it. So that is a good framework. So your framework becomes your vehicle and how you deliver a transformation from point A to point, point F. That's 6 steps, isn't it? So sell the sizzle. Yeah, that's what they used to talk about at Mandy was, you're selling the sizzle, not selling the steak. So, it's the smell, the feeling, the taste, all that sort of thing there. So, all right, what else do we got here? We're in recruitment and careers. Our recruitment website simply verifies us as a credible player in the market. When people go and look after we're in the market, when people look after being on other social media, so job boards. Yep, absolutely. So credibility is a big thing. But think about your website as well too. I know that recruiting is a fairly competitive market out there. And cost wise, depending on sort of, where the job rates are, the margins do sort of move as well too. But still, and most people will go to, and this is the challenge you've got with the recruitment market, most people will go to Seek to go and find jobs and some of those job boards and that sort of thing there. If you've got the ad there, they do come to your website to see, are you credible? But again, that's a transformation. You think about what is it they're looking for? They're looking for reassurance that that you can help them, and you're not just placing them anywhere, or you're not just sort of filling out the numbers. So they're looking for some form of reassurance, and people are either wanting to change careers, or they are maybe they have already in change, have been made redundant, and they're looking for something new. You probably know this better than I do, but so think about the end of it. People's transformation, often people want to progress in their careers. They don't want to go backwards. So the transformation is how can they get that next step up, and how does that make them feel? And it's often about status, and it's about money, and it's about professional growth and development. How does it all make them feel? So think about that for your website in terms of transformation. So we'll talk about how you can communicate some of that as well too. This is great. There's some really good stuff coming through on chat here. So it's good to see people really starting to, think about this. All right. The other thing too is return on investment is really important. Now, return on investment is not necessarily financial. It can be time as well too. So when people buy your product and service, what is the return they get? And the return they get has got to be greater than the amount of money that they spend to get that. So, so think about, how can you, what is your return on investment that people have? And it really is, put simply, is people say, well, that was really worth it. So if they can say things like that was really worth it, that's what your return on investment is. So, so if you're offering a service, it might not be that people make more money because they've come to see you, but they might feel better about themselves, or they might have a house that they live in that they're really proud to, or they just want to invite all of their friends over to have a barbecue. That's their return on investment, it's how they feel. So think about your return on investment as monetary, but also how people feel. All right. So next thing to remember is that your website, and now we're just going to focus just on the website. There are a whole lot of things. So remember, we start off with what's your business goal, and it's to make money. But the website is one small part of it, and we're talking about a digital ecosystem. So in a digital ecosystem, you have all sorts of things. So you've got to think about, where does the website fit in this? You've got your website, you've got your CRM, social media, other media like newspapers, TV, that sort of thing, in-person meetings, Zoom and phone, payment gateways, emails, reviews, SEO, ads, events, webinars, this. So this event here is part of my ecosystem in terms of my business. So even though we're not selling anything here, or not, getting you to do anything or buying, this is primarily about, I guess, education and about learning. But this fits into our ecosystem so that, some way down the track, the information that you get on in a place like this gets you thinking more, so that when you get to a point where you think, oh, this is actually really hard, I don't know how to do this bit, who are you going to sort of come back and ask the question of, and who might you come back to say, can you just do this for me? So I would hope that would be me, because, I've given you this sort of information here. You may go after someone else as well too, but sometimes when that happens too, and it doesn't quite work out right, then you come back and say, I've been somewhere else. I really just want to get it done. I'll come back here. So this is part of my ecosystem in terms of providing information, education, and also gives my credibility as well to say, hey, well, I hope you think that I know what I'm talking about. So you're either going to think, he knows what he's talking about, or this is a load of garbage. Either way, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. It's just that those that think this is for me, this is where this fits into the ecosystem. So think about all of your things that you do in business and the assets that you use in business, and think about, how do they all connect together to work as a system, not as independent parts to it. So your website is part of that system. People move from, let's say, social media. You put a post on social media, they click on it, they come to your website, they read some information, say, hey, I want that transformation, or that's me. That's the sort of change that I want for me. I'll enter my email address. I'll download the, I don't know, ebook, or, do this mini course, or I'll get the Shazam book, whatever it is. And that all goes into your CRM being your customer relationship manager, like MailChimp, Ontraport, Drip, those sort of things there. And then from there, you send out emails. And so, that really is a system. So don't think of your website in isolation. You've got to think about it in, how is it part of the system? People that do this really well, and websites that really work, it's just one part of their system. And, but it's really important to get it right, so it's congruent with everything. All right, so let's have a look at the website then. What's its job? So Doug had it. He had the answer really early on. He's heard me before. So the website's job essentially is to get an email address. So you'll get your customer's email address. That's it. That's its job. It's got other functions as well too, like you can take payments and all that sort of thing there. But when someone lands there first time, you want to make sure you've got some way of getting their email address. And getting their email address these days is not having a newsletter, subscribe to my newsletter on the website. That used to work. It doesn't work anymore, because people think you're just going to spam them, and you probably are. Actually, probably not, because most people don't send out newsletters because it's too much time, effort, and work. So again, you think about transformation. What's the next step that someone needs to take before they even think about engaging your sort of products and services? What can you give them now that's going to give them something of value where they think, yes, I definitely want this. So you're taking them forward in a journey there, helping them along the way. So let's say if we moved with the person with eczema on their hands, for instance, then they're looking for something that is going to deal with this pain that they've got right here, right now. So what could you give them on the site that would deal with that pain right now? So it could be something like a free sample. You could offer them a free sample. So, just those little sachets just to try it out. So if they leave their email address and they probably need their address as well, then you'll mail them out a free sample, free of cost. So that there is a way to get an email address. It could be, the traditional ways are ebooks. So ebooks are good. That's information. But these days, think about video as well. So videos are good. So think about, mini courses. Record yourself doing things or some of those transformations with your clients if you can. So, and how-to videos. I can't tell you the number of times that I've been on YouTube and got to people's websites with motor vehicle stuff. So I'm looking to do some simple things like car overheating. Why is the car overheating? That's the problem I've got. I want to know why. I don't want the solution yet. I want to know why. So the first step there is I'm happy to give my email address if you can tell me why. So I'll download something and I've done this before, and they'll say, here are the 6 possible reasons why your engine is overheating. And this is what you need to do to go and fix it. And so then the next stage is, okay, what do I need to do to go and fix it? And so then we're starting to make some choices between, do I do it myself, or do I go and hire a mechanic or take my car into someone to go and do it? So, so can you see that, you progress? So these are micro steps progressing people through a problem. So you're not going to take people from problem to sale in one big giant leap. When you climb Mount Everest, I haven't done it, but anyone that's climbing up Mount Everest, they take very small steps to get there before they even get to Nepal. Like if you make a decision today, you want to climb Mount Everest, what's the first thing that you want to do? What's that first step you're going to take?
Start training.
So you start training, yes, but before that, you even start training, what's the next step?
Research. You're
going to do some research. What are you going to be researching?
When is the best time to go? How do I do it?
Okay, when's the best time to go? And preparation. What do I need to do? So you're starting to look at the big picture of that sort of thing. So you're inquisitive and you're starting to ask some questions. You're curious, and so these are nothing about the logistics of climbing Mount Everest. You're just starting to look at now, is this really feasible for me? And so do I really want to do it? So they're quite sort of simple, basic questions at the start. So if you can start to think about that in terms of your business, is where are the points that people really sort of get curious, and what are some of the first things they do? It could be a checklist of, you're probably not going to download a checklist of information to climb Everest in terms of gear yet. You're going to work out, well, what exercises do I need to do to get myself ready? Do I need to get some sort of oxygen sort of cylinder, or what is it, negative oxygen cylinder, so I know what it's like to be breathing no oxygen? So some of those sorts of things there. So think about your website is taking people in incremental steps, not giant leaps. And so often to get that information, you need to ask your customers, use social media for it. So you ask social media. So, if you're climbing Mount Everest, you might go to sort of sites where people have climbed Mount Everest, and you might go and ask the question, look, it's really just an idea at the moment. What do I need to be thinking about if I'm going to go and climb Mount Everest? And so you're going to start to get lots of advice from people that have been there and done it before, and as to where to start. Or you might go to another website, which is like people that are interested in climbing Mount Everest that haven't climbed it before, and ask them the question, why is it you want to climb Mount Everest? So, you know, find out why they want to do it. So again, relate that to your own products and services and ask people why. And it's their reason, not yours. All right. So websites goal, primary goal is to get that email address. So everything's pointing towards, you know, you're evoking that curiosity, so they leave it, that which goes into your CRM. You then can then sort of send them out emails, and then that can lead on to things like phone conversations and Zoom calls. You know, so that's just part of the journey through to eventually, you know, buying your product and service. Okay, I better whiz along this because there's quite a bit in this. Is this helpful? Like, is it useful? Yep. Okay. All right. So think of so you really think of your website as a way to give people a journey, to start their journey with you and to start their journey with the products and service you offer. So every journey has got a start point. Every journey has got an end point. So you need to give people that on the website. They need to know where to start and where can they end up. What's the transformation they'll have at the end of it? What's the result? And then what are the steps in between? So that's why having a framework or a system is really helpful, because you tell people there are 6 steps. These are the same 6 steps that everybody goes through. This is the process. What are the likely obstacles people are likely to strike there? What's going to stop them getting to, you know, from A to B? What's going to prevent them getting that transformation or the result that they want? What are some shortcuts that that you can provide that people can take? So you know, when you install a light switch in the house, no one wants to know how it works. They just want to know that the shortcut is they flick the switch and the light comes on. That's the shortcut. So what are some of those shortcuts that you can provide people? You're a guide. What are some guides you can provide? And what are the risks? What are the risks that people, you know, people embark on this journey? What are the risks that that are present there that they might need to overcome, or that might prevent them getting to that transformation, or they're going to have to go through? So, you know, it's about sort of being an open book in a sense. So you've got that transparency. So your website is helping people to start the journey and show them, you know, where they could go to get to that transformation. All right, so here's where we get to the keys here. So 5 steps. So your website is essentially a sales process. It's a marketing vehicle, but we're working through a sales process. Now, Zig Ziglar, for those of you that don't know who Zig Ziglar is, you're really young. So for the rest of us, we've known sort of Zig Ziglar is no longer alive, but he said there are 5 fundamental reasons why people don't buy your products and services. So if you structure your website to cover these 5 fundamental reasons why people don't buy, you will start getting conversions like you wouldn't believe. So you look at the websites that work, this is what they do. So the first reason why people don't buy, they don't need what you're selling. So I don't need your product or service. So so let's say you're selling high altitude equipment for people climbing Mount Everest. If I don't want to go to Mount Everest and I've got no desire to climb Mount Everest, I do not have that need. So, and there's no point me going any further, because you are never going to sell me this equipment, because I'm never going to climb Mount Everest. And I can tell you for a fact now, I am never going to climb Mount Everest. So the first job of your website is to really filter people to see who really has a need and who doesn't have a need. Those that don't can go away, which is fine. Those that do, you want to take them to the next stage in the journey. Now, it's if someone doesn't have a need, it doesn't mean that they're never going to have the need. It may be that they just don't know about it. So, so for instance, who else have we got here? Just sort of looking at businesses. Well, let's say Karen there. So Karen provides sort of you know, NLP and transformational journeys. Transformational, helping people to transform and change their the way their brains wired. I'm probably not sort of describing you, sort of doing enough justice there, Karen. So, but some people out there might genuinely think they don't need to have their brain rewired because they're all right now. Thank you very much. So, but part of the website's job is to say, well, what if? So they're good words to use, is those what if phrases. So what if things weren't actually right at the moment, just that you couldn't see it because you don't know what you don't know? So part of the job of your website is to help people to explore that area of things that they didn't know that they didn't know. So what are some of those things that people don't know about what you do and about what you offer that they don't know that that it even exists? So think about that. It's a bit of a meta spiral, really.
That was a topic that I've been working on today. You don't know what you don't know.
Yep. So if you can help to expand people's bubbles to think, oh, I hadn't thought about that. What if? Then you start. That's where you're starting to think that you're creating the need or helping people uncover that need. So first reason why they don't buy is they have no need. So you need to uncover that there so they can say, right, yes, I do. I'm curious now. So why should I go any further? So that comes to the next thing, which is trust. And trust is, okay, yes, I am convinced I need to climb Mount Everest, but plenty of guides and people out there can help me. Why you? So, and so trust is all about things like your credentials. It's about testimonials, other people sort of saying how good you are. It's about your framework again. We're going to talk about your framework. So a framework and a methodology helps to develop trust because it gives context to people to understand how they're going to get to Mount Everest, how they're going to get to the end of this journey, where they start, what are the steps in between, how they're going to get there. So trust. If they don't trust you, no way they're going to do business with you. I think there's only 2 industries in the world where people don't trust you, but yet they'll still do business with you. One of them is the drugs trade. The other one's the arms trade. No one there trusts each other, but yet they still part with each other's money. Everybody else, the rest of us, needs to have an element of trust. The next one is help. People won't buy off you if they don't think you can help them. So it might be that they think, yes, I do need to be involved in networking. Donna Arnold, I like you. You're a character. It looks like you've got all the goods there and the information, like the group that you've got. So, yeah, look, you really look like you know what you're doing, getting some good results. But look, we've got you. There's this other online group. There's 3 or 4 others as well too. Why you specifically? So again, this is where your methodology comes in. It might be that you've got a missing link that no one else has. So what is it that you've got in your business that no one else has got? What's unique about your business?
External exposure.
External exposure. There you go. So that could be sort of uniqueness. It could be sort of a magic potion that you've got. It could be an experience that you've got that no one else has had that helps you to deliver in a different way. It might be that you've written a book that is a unique book there, which outlines the process, and you're the person there that can deliver that sort of process. So what is unique about what you do? And every business has got something unique. The one thing that definitely is unique is you, because there's no one else on this planet that looks like you, sounds like you, smells like you, and does what you do. So there's a uniqueness. So if you think you haven't got anything unique, start there and then sort of move into your, the way you do things and that side of things. People are attracted to you. If you're not sure what's unique, just go and ask them. They'll tell you. So have a look at your testimonials. That'll tell you what's unique about you as well too. Get some case studies. Talk to your clients and get some case studies. That'll give you that, tell you what's unique about you that no one else does. 4th reason why people don't buy is that they're in no hurry. So what that means is there's no urgency, and you'll know what this is because people will say, yeah, that all looks sound good. I'll have a look at it next week, or yeah, look, I'll have a look at it tomorrow. So that there's a lack of a sense of urgency. So urgency is all about acting now. So it doesn't mean about buying now, but it's about taking an action now, which takes them the next step closer. I was trained in an industry where it was like, you sell now, you've got one time to buy. That's when you're with me now. And selling financial services in an hour appointment, and they buy now or they never buy. So that was high sell, high pressure sales. You can't really do that on a website. So think about urgency. So some of the urgency or hurry sort of things on a website, things like, if you book now, or if you take an action now, download this now, I'm going to give you another bonus as well, but only if you do it today. So that there creates that sense of urgency. It could be if you book your car in for a service today, we will give you a free air filter. So that there sort of helps to say, okay, I'll make that decision today. I won't put it off till tomorrow. People are natural procrastinators. So sometimes you've got to help them help themselves by getting over that procrastination and to take action now. And other ways too, I'm not a big fan of it, is to offer a discount. If you do something today, you get a discount. Not a big fan of it, because generally people that want discounts are people that are shopping on price. I would rather think about adding value as opposed to a discount, because you're giving something more as opposed to taking something away. And then the last part of it is money. So that is all about affordability. I can't afford it. So how do you get over that objection of I can't afford it, I can't buy it because I can't afford it? So what's an easy way to get past that objection? We've got a payment plan. So you're dealing with the money. So those are the 5 reasons, and the only 5 reasons why people don't buy. And so your website needs to cover off all 5 of those things. So it's not that you're selling on the website. It needs to cover all of these things so that people sort of, you uncover their need. You've established that, you're a credible person that, is trusted in your industry. So, you're a person to go to. You can help them because you've got something that's unique, like a framework. Best time to act is today rather than tomorrow, because, if they wait till tomorrow, it's going to cost them another $1,000 in lost profits or whatever. If they act today, then, they're making money from day one. And affordability, they can either pay it up front at a reduced rate, get a payment plan, whatever. So those are the only 5 things. Every objection or reason why people don't do anything with you will fall into one of those. And often what you'll find is sometimes people use one of these strategies to deflect the real reason why they're not taking action today. So often one of it is that, oh, look, can't afford it, haven't got the money today, not in the budget. That might mask the thing that, in fact, they really don't think they want it. So they haven't really established the need for the product and service well enough. But that's a whole nother topic again. So so you may be wondering, how do you actually implement all this into your website? All right, so let's have a look down here. And we're not going to get through all of this, so we'll start with some of it. All right, this one here. Establishing need on a website. How do you establish that people have a need for getting a transformation? One really, I was going to say easy, but I'll rephrase that into simple. One simple way is blog posts, creating blog posts. So about issues and things that really interest people, or problems or solutions. Now I've got a guy that I follow in the online space. He puts out a blog post every single day. So, which is quite a commitment. So I'm not saying you need to do it every day, but the fact that I get an email from him every day, it's all on WordPress and website stuff. His name's Chris Lemmer. If you look him up and if you're interested in that, he's just got some fantastic information, micro topics that he blogs on every single day. He probably writes them all in one day and then sort of schedules them out for a week. So that's good on a number of fronts, and that helps you to if someone asks you a question, or you discover that a number of people have a particular problem or need, you can start writing blog posts on that. So because if one person's got it, lots of people have probably got that same issue or problem, or looking for that solution. It'll also help you in search as well as people are searching for it. Case studies are my absolute favorite. So doing case studies of people's transformations from where they were to where they ended up. So some industries that may be sort of difficult, so you might need to anonymize some names and all that sort of thing there. Other industries, it's fine to use names, and people will give you testimonials to go alongside the case study. The job of the case study is, rather than you selling what you do, it's having other people's experience talk about what you do and the transformation they had. So people believe that a lot more than you saying that you can get people a particular result. If you describe a story, create a story which is a case study about a real case and a real client, then people read that. They love stories. They read it, and they can get to see the transformation develop and unfold as they read it. So case studies are great. Use videos and case studies as well. Testimonials are used for that as well too. And it's all to get people to think, that's the position I'm in, and that's where I want to be. That's what you want people thinking in their mind as they're reading it. Trust. The ways you can use that on your website, obviously things, again, case studies, testimonials, having a portfolio up. So really easy for like photography sites and that sort of thing there. Having portfolios, websites, portfolios, show people what you do, awards, people you work with, logos of people you work with, partner logos, having some sort of guarantee or risk reversal in there as well too. So it mightn't be like a money back guarantee, but it might be sort of that, if they don't get the result after 3 sessions, you'll work until they do get the result. So think about how can you sort of give people confidence that they're going to get to that result. Social media is all about trust too. So you remember at the start of this, I got you to check in on social media. That does a couple of things. One, it gives credibility to me and to this Tuesday night, in that we start to get lots of people checking into it, that there's social proof that sort of says, hey, look, there's lots of people that go along to that. It must be a worthwhile going along to. So you can use social media in that way to start to establish your trust. Help. Now we're not going to get much time to go through people's websites here, but this is really important too. In fact, I might grab one of these websites now and have a look at it. So let me just stop sharing the screen, and I'm going to whip over to a browser, and we'll have a look at a couple of websites. Okay, let's see if we can find the share. Hopefully this is sort of helpful. I mean, it's quite quick to get through it all, and we've only got an hour to cover what we can cover tonight. All right, here's a good one here. I don't know whether Nicola's here. Nicola Kane, are you online here? She was our speaker last week. All right, let's find their website. Okay, I don't think I've got the right share screen. Let's try this again. Okay, we want this one here. Okay, can you see? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the website with moving memories on it. Or someone just tell me that you can see that.
Yes, we can see it.
We can see it.
Excellent. I just don't have the green line around it. All right, so this is a good one here. So this one here is a video website, and if we go to our packages, if I was to make an improvement on this website here, it would be this page here. So you can see here that choose your moving memory story. So here are the packages: a mini story, standard story, full story, build your own story. So there are 4 different products on here. Each of them have got 3 bullet points. So in my mind, this is not enough to really establish, so what you do and really to inspire people or get them curious to think, I want this. So if I was transforming this website here, I would create a separate page for each of these products. So like a mini story, a standard story would be a different page. A full story would be another page, and build your own story would be another page in its own right. Now, the reason for that is if we take mini story, who knows what a mini story is? I don't. Just by looking at that, I think a mini story is like just a little story, a taster, or I don't know, is that, or it does say, a 15-minute video of your memories. So what sort of memories? So what you would do is you would then create a page on that which would talk about, I would probably focus on memories. Why would you want to capture your memories? What's it for? Who's going to use it? What's the result we're going to get at the end of it? How am I going to feel about it? And probably more importantly for something like this here, how are other people going to feel about it? I think moving memories, I think there's a website for people that have passed on and leaving video memories for the people they've left behind. So it's about thinking about how are you going to make people feel when they watch this, when you've passed on. So having a whole page which talks about, the fact that when you pass on, what is the legacy you're wanting to pass on to people? How are you wanting them to remember you by? Why would you even do this? And it's probably really, really pertinent today, like, with this COVID sort of rubbish going around at the moment, and, not so many people, being able to get to funerals. I don't think it's quite so bad at the moment, but, points there that, gatherings of 5 people. So, there's a really compelling case to really talk about the fact that you can get people involved in your life story after you've gone, if they couldn't, get along to the funeral. So see how that works. So you're turning that into a transformation or a result, and giving people a reason why they need it, and then you take them through the process. And then I'd have a portfolio on that page of a number of different videos and styles that that we've done, with some testimonials and people talking about it. So when you do that there, and then I would have a download there of how do you know what to say in your 15-minute. I would have some sort of downloadable document with a checklist or a process to craft your story. So it could be how to craft the script of what it is that you want to do. So give that to them. So you've got their email address, and then once you've got their email address, then you can start to follow them up with more information on email about what they might do in that session. That makes sense. So think about, so this website here, this is the most important part of it, because this is where the transformation is being offered. This is the result. So these need individual pages on their own right. All right. Let's have a look at any questions about that so far. All right. Let's have a look at, I'm going to talk about one easy thing you can do to increase your conversion rate. Everybody can do it. And I've looked at a few websites, and they don't have them. So let's have a look at this one here, Hypnobirthing Gold Coast. I have to say, this website is stunning. This is a really good website. So this is Kate's website. I don't know what results you're getting off it. I would imagine you would be getting some reasonably good results from it. There are some areas that can be improved with it, but as a website, great start. You've put some good work into this, and a lot of the principles we've talked about are here as well too. But one really easy thing you can do with it is put a phone number in on the top right-hand side. So you've got your phone number tucked away on the top left. You can't really see it. It's not very big. And you're talking about here, you're talking about childbirth, and I'm assuming it's sort of like with hypnotherapy, in childbirth, it's helping to manage the pain, the experience, the whole package there. And so this is a massive transformation for people, in the sense they've got a new child, a new life coming into their world. And So sometimes, like with something like this, people want reassurance. They want to talk to someone. So before they even book into a course or a date, they want to talk to someone. So I would put the phone number in large sort of numbers on the right-hand side at the top here above the menu, with a call to action which says "Call me." So and you will find that you'll get more inquiries by doing that, because people will, one, you've got a phone number there, which automatically says you're a real person, because people are prepared, you're prepared to put your phone number up and to talk to people. You're accessible, which is what you need here as well too. So and the reason why you put it on the right hand side is people's eyes travel from left to right and they finish on the right hand side in our culture. If you're in if you had your site in Arabic, it'd be the other way, because they go sort of right to left. So the other thing you could do here too is you've got learn more, which is great, in your course states. I would even consider having a download of something like what does it involve? So if people come along to a hypnobirthing session and the classes you offer, what are they going to get from it? So give them something with an outline, all of the course dates, or something they can get by if they give you their email address. And people will just give you their email address if you give them something like that. Like just trying to think. You could give away something like, and I'm not quite sure where in the process people would come along, whether it's early on or sort of mid or sort of last trimester. But offer them something around about that stage that they would come into the birthing classes. And it could be something like, preparing yourself for the birth of your first child. Here's a sort of a checklist of all of the things that you need to buy in order to have a baby. So like, people know you've got to get a pram and nappies and all this other sort of stuff. It is surprising, all this other stuff that you actually have to get as well that people don't think about. So so you might sort of provide that, or you might provide sort of something that's a comparison between home birth, hospital birth, water birth, all those sort of things there. So you might have a description on those sort of things that people can, who are thinking about what sort of birth experience do we want to have? What are the options that are out there? So just give them the option. So that might be something people might be prepared to download. But that way you get their email address. And once you've got their email address and it goes into a CRM, have you got a CRM?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So if it goes into the CRM, then you've got a point of contact to now start to let them know when the next class is coming up, what the class involves, the curriculum, all that sort of stuff. So you can keep communicating with them and giving them useful information after they've left your site.
Great. Thank you.
So you've got your classes, your courses, birth stories. This is great. So these are your case studies and testimonials of birth stories. Fantastic. Okay. Testimonials. This is great. Does the website work well for you?
Yeah, it's good. I'm actually getting most of my traffic coming via Google reviews, because I'm sort of getting a good rapport with everyone I work with. Yep. And they're really happy to provide me with the Google reviews. So I suppose I was just a bit like, I'm filling classes, gradually getting there, but I wasn't sure if it was just nice to have other people sort of look at the website. I really haven't had a lot of that to kind of really gauge whether it's, if they're understanding it, they're really coming through the process well. And yeah.
All right. Perfect. I think if I was to offer any suggestions, I mean, you're doing the right things. Google reviews, fantastic. Everybody should be getting Google reviews. That's part of your ecosystem. You need a system in there for Google reviews, and ask, everyone. The other thing that a lot of people miss out on is they don't make enough use of their CRM. So, and that's really communicating with people on a regular basis around about the time that they're sort of thinking about and ready to buy. All right. So that's that there. I think that's probably all we've got time for, because we've we've gone over time. Any questions, or I mean, just let me know if that's useful and helpful, or any questions you've got. How am I going to sleep? Good on you, Jane. Too much information there, eh? Awesome.
I was wondering what vehicle are you using for your website, Kate?
WordPress.
WordPress, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Those that are not using WordPress, I would highly recommend using WordPress. You probably haven't heard, you probably hear me talking about this all the time, just really because you can just do so much with it, and it's so extendable. I was speaking with someone today, and they were using can't remember, just a starter website builder, which is fine when you get started, but WordPress is really the one that's going to give you the most options, and it's going to extend it and connect with everything. So your website's the most important thing in your ecosystem, in that's where people you direct people to, and you want to get them out of that into your CRM and then start that communication cycle. All right. Any other questions or comments?
Nick, this is probably a really dumb question, but I don't have that capacity with my website because I'm on Weebly, and so when they email in, does that go straight? Can you link it up to your CRM so it goes straight into your CRM?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So even like, I'm not quite sure the capabilities of Weebly, but what CRM are you using?
I still haven't fully set one up yet.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Most CRMs, the basic thing is you can create a form on a CRM to, with the information you want, and they will give you a piece of code that you can copy and then paste that into your website. And then that form will appear on your website. And then whenever anyone fills it out, it'll go straight to your CRM.
Okay. Thanks. Yep.
So most CRMs.
You suggested I used Ontraport, I think. That's the one you suggested.
Yeah, look, that's one you could use. I think that at this stage that might be overkill for you.
Yeah.
There was
another one you suggested.
Yeah, my favorite one, the best one I've come across to date, and I've worked with a lot of them, but the one that I like the most is drip.com.
Oh, haven't heard of that one.
And the reason why I like it, let me just put that into chat. JM, can you throw that into chat for me, drip.com? The reason why I like it is that it's reasonably straightforward to use. And you can segment and tag people based on what they've done on your website, what they've asked for, and you can sort of customize messages depending on that as well too. So I mean, they're some of the more advanced ones, but it's also one of the cheaper ones that are out there as well too. So it's got more features than some of the other CRMs, but it's cheaper than some of the other ones at the lower end.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
All right, Capsule. Have a looked at capsule.com. Yes, I have. Yes, I've looked at the Capsule CRM as well. Yeah, there are quite a few of them that have got a free plan at the start. They're often quite limited. To get 250 contacts is nothing. You'll have that filled up in no time at all. What you have to look at is the long term of the CRM. Is that when you get to 10,000 contacts, how much is that? What's your spend going to be then? And so what sort of return can you get on it? So don't base your CRM on getting a free one today. Look at, when you get 10,000, what's it going to be like at that point there? All right. Well, I think I've probably held you for long enough now. I'm probably the worst speaker of the lot because I've run over time, like I tell all of my other speakers not to do. So
you haven't coughed all night though, Nick.
No, I am thankful that I'm past all that there. That was the worst 4 weeks worth of that. So I've saved you all that. All right. Well, we can probably call it a wrap for tonight. Hopefully that's useful. If you do want any more information, I've really just sort of scratched the surface of it tonight. There'll be more content that we can use for another session. If you do have any questions, or if you want to me to have a look at your website as well too, more than happy to do that. Just shoot me an email, come through to me on Messenger, and more than happy to sort of help have a conversation. Or if you're just wondering what to do, just email me, and more than happy to talk as well too. So this will be back up on YouTube tomorrow, by end of tomorrow evening. So if you missed anything, you want to listen to it again, it'll be up on YouTube. Tomorrow is office hours as well. 10 o'clock tomorrow is office hours, which is 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to come along to that, no agenda, no speaker. It's really just a coffee hangout with some pretty cool people. There's a few of us on here that hang out and really sort of talk about some of the things we spoke about tonight, and get some ideas, suggestions, and whatever. So it sort of extends it. And if you've got a particular question or topic, come along and ask there. We'll put the link into chat, I think. Remember, at the end of it, you can save chat with those 3 little dots down the bottom. And next week, we will have another topic, I think. Now, I won't tell you what it is yet because I'll probably get it wrong. I'll wait for Lorena and JM to shoot out our next topic. So there we go. The link for office hours is in chat. If you want to join me tomorrow, 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock New Zealand, feel free, bring a coffee and whatever, and come and have a chat. It's just for an hour at that point, just on anything digital marketing and online. All right. Well, that's it for this evening. I am going to go and give my voice a break, go and have some dinner. Hopefully there's enough there for you to enjoy and get stuck into, and look forward to catching up with you again. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks so much, Nick. That was excellent.
Awesome.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.